have a look at this picture. Can you guess what this is a picture of? I'll move out of the way. Have a look at this. Okay, so can you guess what this is? It's got a big wheel here, but at the back here is the hint as to what it is. Don't really think about this. You should be looking at this. Anybody, what is this a picture of? Do you know? So, okay, it's a Russian tank. This is actually a First World War Russian tank. So here we go. I'm showing you a picture of a First World War Russian tank. Okay, so the tank was invented by the British, and the machine gun was used for the first time. So the tank was invented by the British, and the machine gun was used for the first time. Okay, students, do you know the name of this machine gun? You probably don't, it's not important, but for this lesson it is. I'm going to show you a picture of a machine gun, and I want you to try to guess the name of that machine gun. So have a look at this picture. What's the name of that machine gun? Yeah, so here we go, we've got the machine gun, and here's the bullet belt, okay? So this can probably fire lots of bullets, lots of ammunition very fast. Let's have a look and learn a little about this, okay? So it is the Maxim machine gun, and this was a very, very dangerous gun. It's the Maxim machine gun. How dangerous was it? Very dangerous. Okay, let's have a look. So the German Maxim machine gun could fire 600 bullets in 1 minute. In a major battle against the British, thousands of British died in 2 minutes because of this gun. Super. Okay, that's true. So, okay, the German Maxim machine gun could fire 600 bullets in 1 minute. In a major battle against the British, thousands of British died in 2 minutes because of this gun. Terrible, but true. Okay? The Industrial Revolution had developed the airplanes and the warships. The planes were used to drop bombs on cities and towns all across the world. So the Industrial Revolution had developed the airplanes and warships. The planes were used to drop bombs on cities and towns all across the world. And here we go, I've got you some, that is what they call a warship, and these are obviously airplanes that are dropping bombs, but so do these. And these were used, the warships were being used to drop bombs all across cities and towns in the world, and so were the aircraft, which had been developed because of the Industrial Revolution. Just have a quick look at that, please. Okay, so here we go, and it says, the newspapers in all countries wrote very favourable and favourable. Oh, Jamie, pardon, yeah, no, that's how you spell favourable in British English. Okay, so this is a British culture, and language is part of culture, so I've given you some British spelling, yeah? The newspapers in all countries wrote very favourable. Favourable means positive. reports about why their country was in the war and why they should fight to win it. Okay? So the newspapers in all countries wrote very favourable reports about why their country was in the war and why they should fight to win it. Posters targeted women so that the women would pressure their husbands or boyfriends to fight in the war. So the posters would be aimed at the women and they would say, get your boyfriend or your husband to fight in the war. Or maybe we will all die, we will all lose. You should do it for your country. Very smart thinking. Posters targeted means they were aimed at women so that the women would pressure their husbands or boyfriends to fight in the war. And here we go. So I've got you original true poster and it says, Women of Britain say go. Okay? And they're using kind of emotional blackmail here because look, they've got their little children here. Yeah? And if you don't go fight, your children may die. Okay? So it's kind of making the men go fight. Women of Britain say go. But I mean, does she look happy? Of course she doesn't. Okay? This family will not be happy watching their father go to war, and in the First World War, his chances of coming back alive, not very good. Okay? So here's a poster. Women of Britain say go. Yep, so as you know, posters targeted women so that the women would pressure their husbands or boyfriends to fight in the war. Would you pressure your boyfriend or husband to fight in the war? I hope not. Okay? Let's go. And here we go. Here's another one. This one is actually quite terrible, okay? And it says, to the young women of London. As you know, London is the capital city of England. And look at this. Let me just read this to you if you can't see it, but yeah. Is your best boy wearing khaki? Khaki means green and brown, kind of like camouflaged army uniform. Is your best boy wearing khaki? If not, don't you think he should be? Don't you think he should be? If he does not think that you and your country are worth fighting for, do you think he is worthy of you? Don't pity the girl who is alone. Her young man is probably a soldier fighting for her and her country and for you. If your young man neglects his duty to his king and country, the time may come when he will neglect you. Think it over, then ask him to join the army today. This is a terrible poster, okay? One more read, just in case you can't see it, okay? And it says, to the young women of London, is your best boy wearing khaki? If not, don't you think he should be? If he does not think that you and your country are worth fighting for, do you think he is worthy of you? Don't pity the girl, don't feel sorry for. Don't pity the girl who is alone. Her young man is probably a soldier, fighting for her and her country, and for you. If your young man neglects his duty to his king and country, the time may come when he will neglect you. Think it over, then ask him to join the army today. Terrible. Have a quick read of that, please. Okay, so you can always come back and have a look at this, but these are true posters. I did not make these. I've researched and found them just to show you. Okay, so women were very important in the First World War. They worked in the factories to make machinery to be used in the war. They often worked 12 hours a day. Wow. Okay, so please understand, women are of course as strong and as good as men, if not often better. Okay, and I agree with this. Women were very important in the First World War. They worked in the factories to make machinery to be used in the war. They often worked 12 hours a day in a factory making dangerous machinery. Okay, 40,000 women volunteered to fight in the war and fought alongside the men in the same battles. Very brave. So the men would be fighting with the women. 40,000 women volunteered to fight in the war and fought alongside the men in the battles. Very brave. That is amazing. 40,000 women volunteered from the UK. Amazing. And here you go, I've got some pictures for you to have a look at. Fighting in the factory. Your employer, foreman or trade union represents will tell you about it. Okay, so here it is, recruiting women, this poster, to volunteer to work in the factories. And here are female women